You may have thought that success comes from reaching big goals and making healthy habits that make your life better. But have you ever felt lost because problems and challenges kept getting in the way of your progress? Many of us dream of a richer life with better relationships, more friends, and a lot of joys. But sometimes we get stuck in a fog of uncertainty, not knowing where to go. That's when Stoic philosophy can help. In this video, we'll talk about 10 timeless life lessons from Stoicism that can solve up to 93% of your problems. These lessons will not only help you grow as a person, but they will also give you peace and direction in your daily life. Let's look into these deep truths together and start turning life's challenges into chances. Number 1. Practice self-discipline. According to Stoic philosophy, autonomy is an important foundation that helps us reach our goals and live a moral life. Self-discipline, on the other hand, is the practice that develops this ability, helping us resist temptations, delay instant gratification, and focus on what really matters. Everyday choices affect our habits and personalities. For example, getting up early to exercise regularly not only improves your health, but also helps you develop self-discipline, which is an important part of everyday life. This not only makes you more responsible, but also more consistent and resilient at work and in relationships. On the other hand, limiting your time on social media not only helps you regain control of your time, but also improves your focus and work efficiency by getting rid of distractions. You become more focused and clear-headed in your life. To encourage liberty, we must first set clear goals and break them down into manageable steps. Setting up a daily routine that puts the most important chores first and gets rid of distractions. This action not only gets us closer to our goals, but it also makes our mental and physical health a lot better. Epictetus, a Stoic teacher, once said that we can't change the things that happen to us, but we can always change how we react to them. This sentence makes the point that self-discipline isn't just about not doing things out of habit. It's also about controlling how we respond to the problems we face in life. Self-discipline is a difficult but very rewarding journey. Are you ready to start this journey and make it a part of your everyday life? Remember that every small step is important on the way to growing as a person and finding inner peace. Number 2. Practice gratitude. Being grateful is not only a good habit, but it's also good for the soul. When we practice gratitude, we not only focus on what we have, but we also pay less attention to what we don't have or the problems in our lives. This is a powerful change in mindset that can improve our mood, make us stronger, and make our relationships stronger. You can show your gratitude and appreciation in many ways, such as by stopping to think about the little things that bring you joy and peace, noticing and appreciating the beauty of something or someone you see every day, saying thank you to someone for the good influences they have on your life, or doing something nice for someone else. Being grateful means not only being aware of the good things in our lives, but also actively recognizing and honoring them. For example, if a friend helped you with a big project, don't just feel lucky. Write them a sincere thank you note or tell them how much you value their help. This action not only makes you feel better, but it also makes the connection between two people stronger. Another good way to practice gratitude is to write down 3 things you're thankful for every day, like a tasty meal, a meaningful conversation with a friend, or just a day without rain. This helps us realize that there are always good things going on around us, even when things go wrong. For example, losing your job can be a chance to find a new one that you're really passionate about. Optimism and the ability to find the good in bad situations are important parts of practicing gratitude in the Stoic way. By practicing gratitude, we not only make our own lives better, but we also make the lives of those around us better. So, write down 3 things you are thankful for every day and join the conversation in the comments section. 2 words hold the key. Accepting and taking responsibility for your life means facing truth and making yourself the agent of change. This is an important step that will help you solve 93% of the problems you face. Number 3. Take responsibility. When Epictetus thought about life, he said, "It's not what happens to you that matters, but how you react to it." This quote emphasizes that even though we can't control everything that happens around us, We can control how we feel and what we do in response to it. By taking responsibility, we not only improve ourselves, but also the world around us. When we have a problem, the important thing to ask ourselves is, what can I do to improve this situation? If we want to solve a problem or stop it from happening, we need to take responsibility. This means being honest with yourself and having the courage to admit your flaws. In real life, taking responsibility might mean admitting mistakes at work, saying sorry for actions that hurt others in relationships, or making healthier choices for your own health. Accepting that we are the architects of our own lives gives you the power to change your fate. This is why Epictetus's idea of taking responsibility is not only a personal challenge, but also a way for us to improve ourselves intellectually and emotionally. This way, we not only get past life's problems and obstacles, but also get closer to a meaningful and happy life. Have you ever felt lost in a storm of emotions? Emotional strength is more than just being able to stand your ground. It's the key to surviving life's constant storms. In this lesson, we'll look at the important Stoic lesson on building emotional strength, an essential skill that will help you not only survive but also thrive in any situation. Number 4. Develop emotional resilience. It's not something you're born with or can buy. Instead, it's a skill that you can develop through consistent training and unwavering patience. This is called building emotional fortitude. Practicing focus and self-awareness is a great place to start. Seeing our feelings and thoughts without judging them helps us act in the right way, instead of just reacting instinctively. When we're in tough situations, we learn to see them as chances to grow and focus on solutions instead of getting stuck in the problem. Marcus Aurelius is a great example of someone who was able to handle stress and keep a steady mind during times of war, illness, and internal turmoil. He kept a journal to help him stay calm and focused, and his notes were later put together in the work Meditations. These writings not only show deep thoughts on life and ethics, but they also teach us how to control our emotions and be aware of them. Marcus Aurelius not only kept his cool when things got tough, but he also told future generations how he dealt with fear, anger, and disappointment. His choice of acceptance and optimism made him a great emperor and an admired philosopher, showing the true power of emotional strength. We can learn from Marcus Aurelius by using the same rule in our daily lives, whether we're facing problems, failure, or loss. Keeping a calm mind and being self-aware will help us not only get through hard times but also build lasting inner strength. These ancient but very useful lessons are very useful in today's world, where mental stability is constantly tested. We'd love to hear about the challenges you've faced and how you overcame them to become stronger. Number 5. Maintain inner peace. Being at peace with yourself is like learning how to walk on a tightrope. Every step is a challenge. As the saying goes, every strong wind is a temptation to lose balance. But Stoics know that true strength comes from being able to keep a calm mind through life's storms. Keeping your mind at peace isn't just a way of life. It's a journey of sticking with it through fear, worry, and instability. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "Realize this and you will find strength." His advice reminds us that even though we can't fully control what happens around us, we can always choose how to react. Being aware and accepting things as they are is the first step toward inner peace. Acceptance is not giving up. It's a deep understanding that everything is broken, and all negative emotions are just clouds that pass over. When you let go of your emotions, you will find real peace. Freedom. Also, staying calm helps us put some space between ourselves and our immediate reactions. This lets us think more clearly and make better choices. For example, Stoics often approach a debate with a different attitude than people who react based on their emotions. Instead of reacting quickly, they take the time to really listen and understand what the other side is saying. This allows them to carefully think about the content and context of the debate, which helps them come up with a thoughtful, logical, and calm response. This not only helps them stay calm and avoid getting into heated arguments, but it also shows that they respect other people's points of view. Moreover, this approach can lead to constructive dialogue, where both sides can better understand each other's positions and emotions. Finally, to truly achieve inner peace, we need to practice regularly, just like musicians practice non-stop to get better. Keeping the peace also takes daily practice, persistence, and the ability to concentrate. As we seek inner peace, we often face big problems. But as we do, we will become more serene in every situation, giving peace to ourselves and those around us. Finding inner peace isn't just a goal. It's a process of struggle and progress. That's why I'm so grateful that you're still watching this video halfway through. Next, let's set a challenging goal by watching the next lessons and using them as a chance to experience the power within ourselves. Please stay with me as I explore more secrets of wisdom and Stoic philosophy. Number 6. Embrace challenges. It takes courage to take on challenges, but they also give us the chance to learn and grow. When we take on challenges, we not only become more resilient, but we also build the mental strength we need to handle future problems. Instead of avoiding tough situations, we should approach them with determination and curiosity. History is not only a source of ideas for big wins, but also a storehouse of never-ending persistence. Thomas Edison, one of the most famous inventors of the 20th century, lived by this theory. His quote, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work," shows both a positive outlook and a way of solving problems that is based on learning from mistakes. Thomas Edison didn't see his failed attempts as failures, but as important steps on the way to his final success. With each experiment, he learned something new, improved his methods, and made progress. Not only does this attitude help with science, it can also teach anyone who is having trouble. Failure is an important part of learning and growing. But how can we really use this lesson in our everyday lives? Ask yourself, when you face a challenge, how do you usually react? Do you avoid it, or do you dive in with determination and a desire to understand? One of the great Stoic thinkers, Marcus Aurelius, said that what stops people from acting becomes the way they act. This makes the point that every challenge is an important part of the process of becoming who we are. We shouldn't just see challenges as problems, but also as chances to learn new things and improve our understanding. Every time you overcome a challenge, you not only solve a problem, but you also boost your confidence and resilience. Think about the challenges you face every day. Do you see them as chances to get stronger mentally and personally? This is what the Stoic philosophy is all about, teaching us how to deal with problems and how to live a meaningful life. Remember that every challenge you overcome is not only a personal victory, but also a step toward deeper character and intellectual growth. Number 7. Lead by example. Stoicism stresses the importance of moral behavior and leading by example. This principle says that we should live by the values we want to see in others, which can lead to positive change in families, communities, and workplaces. In personal relationships, leading by example means taking different steps to promote harmony and understanding. For example, if a family member is going through a tough emotional time, we should not rush to offer advice or solutions. Being a patient listener may be part of living by the principles of Stoic philosophy. By actively listening without judging and showing genuine empathy and understanding, we not only validate the other person's experience, but also set an example for compassionate communication in the workplace. Adopting the principles of leadership means more than just talking about them. It also means doing things that show you are honest and professional. Instead of giving in to pressures from competitors or attempts to cut costs, think about a team project that is getting close to its due date while tensions are rising. When a leader takes advantage of chances to promote ethics and team spirit, they do so by living an honest work ethic and treating coworkers with respect. This creates an environment of trust and mutual support within the team. Leading by example is important because actions speak louder than words. By consistently aligning our behavior with the values we respect, we not only strengthen our own integrity, but also encourage others to do the same. Stoic philosophy tells us that real leadership comes from being honest in our actions and being an inspiration and guide for those around us. While everyone goes through painful and difficult times in their lives, wisdom can be gained both from experience and from deeply reflecting on those times. Let's learn the next lesson in Stoic philosophy together. How to become wise by thinking about your biggest successes and mistakes in life. Number 8. Seek wisdom through reflection. Being intelligent isn't just having a lot of facts, it's also having a deep understanding of yourself and the world around you. One of the best ways to become intelligent is to think, which is also sometimes called seeking wisdom through reflection. One of Rome's great scholar-emperors, Marcus Aurelius, wrote in his book, Meditations, that everything we hear is a view, not a fact, and everything we see is a point of view, not the truth. This helps us understand how important it is to accept and think about every experience in life as part of a never-ending learning process. It also shows us how important it is to develop a critical mind that is always ready to think about and evaluate information from different points of view. This way, we not only understand how complicated truth is, but we also stay away from bias and prejudice. In the end, listening and observing carefully helps us come up with better responses to events and ideas. It's fair and just to think about what happened and why it happened. It also helps us figure out what we can learn from it. Have you ever thought about the choices you've made and how they turned out? How do you use those lessons in your everyday life so that you can start thinking about the little things? Have you ever stopped and thought about what caused a fight? What did you learn from a mistake? It's not just about finding flaws or figuring out what success means. It's also about learning more about ourselves and how we interact with the world. When you reflect, you learn not only how to change yourself, but also how to make every action more enlightened, which leads to positive change in your community and life around you. That's why Stoicism teaches us not only how to live, but also how to live with meaning. Number 9. Cultivate a growth mindset. To develop a Stoic mindset, you need to be able to change how you act and think every day in response to the different situations that come up. As Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "It's not what happens to you that matters, but how you react to it." This quote is still very important today, emphasizing how important it is to change how you act and think in response to life's challenges. It shows how important our responses to life events are and how it's not the events themselves that make a difference, but how we think and act in response to them. It's a strong reminder of our power to choose, to not only accept problems as they come, but also to actively turn them into chances for personal growth. When we accept that every problem is a lesson, we start to see the world through a lens full of hope and possibility. By seeing problems as chances to learn and grow, you can turn every problem into a step toward mental and spiritual growth. We start to see every event in our lives not as a problem, but as a chance to get better. When we fail or get criticism, we shouldn't be defensive. Instead, we should try to accept it as a reward for all our hard work. As the ancient Stoics knew, hard times don't shape us. How we deal with them does. This means that every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory on the way to mastery and should be praised as such. If you ever question whether you're going about problems in the right way, it's time to change your attitude. Instead of doubting everything, accept that every problem is a chance to grow as a person. Every day is a new chance to use problems as stepping stones to spiritual freedom and personal growth. Number 10. Embrace simplicity. Start by making your living area simpler by getting rid of things you don't need. Not only makes your room feel bigger, but it also calms your mind and makes it easier to focus on important things like relationships and jobs. One of the great Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life." This means that happiness doesn't come from material wealth, but from simplicity and finding meaning in life. Another important step is to cut back on commitments that don't match your values. Have you ever felt stuck in relationships or hobbies that don't make you happy? Being able to say no and focused on what really matters will free you from things that don't matter and make room for creativity and happiness. Finally, cutting back on technology is another important way to make life easier. In this day and age of smartphones and social media, it's easy to get lost in a flood of information and online conversations. Limiting the time we spend on these devices can help us avoid this. By doing things like reading books outside or just sitting and thinking, you not only give yourself more time for a peaceful soul and a fulfilling life, but you also help to create one. So, ask yourself what you're holding on to that really makes your life better, and what you're holding on to that just adds weight. Are you willing to give up habits and things that don't help you move toward a simpler, happier, and more peaceful future? Simple living is not just a choice, it's a way of life that brings us closer to the essence of life and ourselves. We've just gone over 10 life lessons from Stoicism. Each lesson has the power to change your life, but real change won't happen until you apply these ideas to every part of your life. Are you ready to take charge of your life? Are you ready to face challenges and grow every day on the path of self-control and self-improvement? Most of the problems you face can be solved by improving your discipline, your mindset, and your inner peace. It's also important to remember to take time to think about and be grateful for what you have. Your soul will be filled with endless inspiration from simplicity and gratitude. Let us know in the comments which lesson speaks to you the most and how you plan to start applying it to your life. Don't be afraid to share your story. Every story is an inspiration for us to move forward together. If you find these stories helpful, please like and share this video with your friends and family. Sign up for the channel to never miss our new videos where we build a strong community ready to face and get through life's obstacles. Thank you for spending time with us today. Keep getting better every day, and thanks for your support by watching the videos at the end of this one. See you in the next ones.